cold and wet January night here in North Wales, but we've got a fiery fixture for you tonight as we welcome the Blackburn Eagles to Deeside Dragons. I'm Dave Griffiths and I'm joined by the enforcer Gary Chopper Lee as usual, and what can we say? The Blackburn Eagles, last time they played Deeside Dragons, it was a 5-5 tie. That's a blotch on an otherwise almost perfect season, that, Gary. What do the Dragons need to do tonight?
Interesting question, Dave. The Dragons need to keep the pressure on like they're doing. They need to maintain that top spot. They can't afford to slip up because teams like Blackburn are looking to scalp them. We've said it week in and week out. They're in that top spot. Blackburn are one of 4 teams just looking right behind, waiting for them to slip up.
And of course, we saw week 1 when Blackburn were last here on Drop the Puck that 2 of those guys who were desperate to take a piece out of the Dragons are former Dragons themselves. We're talking about Chris Jones and we're talking about Thomas Mitrick, 2 guys who were vital to the late season success that the Dragons had last season. Thomas Mitrick, top goal scorer for Blackburn, he's one of the top guys in the league. How do the Dragons conquer a threat like that?
Well, their defence has been fantastic this season, as their stats have shown. The only thing is, the one hiccup, as you've already mentioned, has been against Blackburn. Blackburn are a team that know what they need to do to get under the skin of Deeside, and I expect a fiery outcome tonight. The one thing you've got to remember is, Deeside have got depth and quality in this squad, and all they're going to do is they're going to constantly change the lineups, like they did against Coventry, constantly changing it, keeping players fresh, and that's going to keep the pressure on any team that comes to play them. But Blackburn are aware of that, and I'm expecting quite an open game tonight.
When you talk about the depth of the Deeside Dragons, look no further than last week's MVP, that's Paul Davis. What that player has managed to achieve is the ability to gel on any line, and it's been key with so many injuries, key injuries that the Dragons have had in the last few weeks, be that James Parsons, Stephen Fellows. Davis has managed to hold the team together, and it's as Lord Paul said last week, it's allowed the Dragons not to take their foot off the gas.
Well, yeah, they've got to maintain that pressure. Like I said, they can't afford to take their foot off the gas, because if they want to maintain this top spot where you've got teams like Nottingham, Widnes and Blackburn nipping at their heels, waiting for one mistake to happen, they can catch up. There's not much left of the season, everything to play for, and tonight's a really important game. What you've got to remember though, Dave, is it's important for the likes of the team players to gel and make this happen. They've got to come away with a win tonight. A draw and a loss is no good.
Can the Dragons make reparations for the last time they met the Blackburn Eagles, or will the Eagles sink their claws into the Dragons here tonight? Only one way to find out. It's time to drop the puck. We are ready to drop the puck on this crucial game for Deeside. And face-offs won by the Dragons. Dragons playing in white, Blackburn Eagles in black. Dragons play that in. Cross-ice pass, shot. And Lovell has it in the corner. Captain Mark Lovell. To Palak, who had a great game last week against Coventry Blaze. Back out to centre ice, couldn't keep it in. See Thomas Mitrick there chasing down Mark Lovell. Gary, we said at the start of this game about how Deeside Dragons were a club with a lot of depth, but we see the Blackburn Eagles have brought at least 3 lines with them tonight.
Well, that's going to pay dividends for Blackburn. They definitely come to fight tonight. They don't want to go home with a loss. It should make for an interesting game.
And we've got our first penalty. Blackburn from the face-off, keep it in. The Dragons clear it, and Slater, Carl Slater, 2 Slaters on the ice for Blackburn tonight, plays it off the boards, and you see for Blackburn the player with the white helmet there, that's Thomas Mitrick, top scorer for them. But Palak, speaking of top scorers, the other way. Ooh. Shot. Jordan gets it up to Mitrick. He's brought down by Bryn Roberts, that looks like. Mitrick turns it round the other way. Deeks can't get past Lovell and Kennedy. Both men come down on him. Palak turns it round. The Dragons on the offense now. Lovell couldn't get a shot away. Parry and Lovell in the corner, looking for a man out front, and it's Gavin Austin who just couldn't keep hold of the puck. There he's under threat from Chris Jones.
End-to-end stuff this, Dave.
It's a fast-paced game. Already 4 minutes down. Super gets it to the point. Shot.
Oh.
Nice attempt. And a nice play to keep that in, as Craig Lukovic goes back for it. Wainwright kept off it from Jones. Super fanned on the pass, and Blackburn capitalise. Oh. Lukovic and Jones the other way. Lukovic turns round. Shot. That's almost in the net. There's Bobby Corns and Chris Jones combine, and they are a lethal combination. Lukovic shoots it on net from centre ice. He's going to force Mike Jones back for it. Davis has it now. He's looking for Chappell up front. No. Turned around. Alan Roberts the other way, and he's just caught offside. Dragons win the face-off. Try to keep it in. Shot from Palak, backhander, but it ends up on the stick of Mitrick, and with his trademark speed, he goes straight up the ice, but Parry stopped him. Mitrick brings down Bryn Roberts. And the other way is Palak's shot.
Oh.
A lot of traffic in front of the netminder. It almost triggled through his legs there. Cross ice. It's loose out front. Kennedy dumps it off the boards, but Blackburn keep it in. Dragons need to clear. They need a line change. They're going to get some of their forwards off now. Parsons held in the corner. Finally clear it. As Super gets out, loose out.
Yes!
Goal!
What a goal!
Dragons. Philip Super just takes it right the way up, puts that straight into the back of the net, top shelf, fantastic goal. So we have our first goal, courtesy of Philip Super, and Phil Crosby has been strong in net up until this. Let's see whether he can keep its composure here. Palak couldn't get a shot away, and Mitrick and Riddick bring it back the other way. Riddick up the wing, going to beat out Kennedy, tries for a wraparound.
It's in!
Riddick and Mitrick have George Cox reeling, and Blackburn Eagles are on the board, and we've got a tight game, Gary.
Well, like I said at the start, they've come here to fight tonight. And the way the difference in the game, Dave, is how open it's been compared to the last game here, where Coventry was closing everything down, playing very defensively. This is quite an open game.
Three Dragons on the board there, and it's played out. Playing a little keep away there. It's going to allow Blackburn to change Mitrick out. Parsons gets it to Super, takes a shot, and just managed to get it past the keeper.
What a
Didn't
goal!
look like he was going to take that shot, and I think that's what confused Phil Crosby there. What an outstanding release.
And this is what we want to see. Goals scored, a lot of action. It's making a great game this day.
We're into the last minute of the first period, and
We're going to feed that in.
Mike Jones takes a shot. Stick shatters and almost reaches us up in our commentary box, Gary.
Prizes.
I think we need a helmet ourselves. Dragons looking for one last try with 30 seconds remaining in the period. Brings it round. Man up front is Kennedy. And it's not clear. Palak. Kennedy knocked onto the boards. Huge hit there. And Lovell's not happy with that. That was Dunford, Sam Dunford, who just... That's the end of the first period here. And we'll be back right after the break with more action here at Deeside. It's Dragons 2, Eagles 1. Don't go away. Welcome back to Drop the Puck. And we're ready to do just that at the start of the second period. And in case you missed the start of the game, what a game it's been. Deeside Dragons 2, Blackburn Eagles 1.
Definitely one for the fans, this one, if you want to see action and goals.
We've got Deeside Dragons in white, Blackburn Eagles in black. As Lovell breaks away, shot into the glove of Phil Crosby, who's going to keep hold of that for a face-off. Blackburn win the face-off at the blue line, and it's dumped in. Dunford goes for that. Dragons try to clear, but it's a shot. Davis and Roberts the other way. Blackburn halt that at the blue line. Chappell under pressure from Sam Dunford, has to give it away to Alan Roberts, who dumps that in. And we've got another icing call. Etherington. Good job of skating it in there. Shot is picked off by Wainwright, and Palak is in on his own. Shot and it's into the back of the net.
Oh!
Just broke away there. Left Blackburn reeling behind him.
Again, a mistake. Loose puck picked up by Deeside there, fed straight up to him. He's one-on-one. Well, I wouldn't have expected anything less.
Into the corner. Parsons gets it up ice. It's taken away by Williams.
Ooh.
But round the back.
Unlucky.
Parsons almost found the net. Just not clear. Jones found on that. Furnival, Parsons and Super up front. Drop back to Furnival. Shot. Parsons in alone. Knocked into the netminder. And we've got a bit of shove in there afterwards.
Nah, they're just exchanging phone numbers, don't worry. Oh.
So we have a slashing ball
on.
Against Gavin Austin. He's going to spend 2 minutes in the penalty box, and it's our first penalty of the game.
It's a bit of a
6
surprise.
minutes gone in the second period. It is a surprise, Gary. The game has stayed relatively clean so far.
I expect the top to pop off this bottle any minute.
Blackburn bringing some physicality now. They bring Palak down. And the referee's going to call that. Looks like it's going to be a holding call. So Carl Slater's gone to the box for Blackburn Eagles. He takes a 2-minute penalty for holding against Adrian Palak. Blackburn from the face-off. They're on the penalty kill for the next 25 seconds. And they're going to dump that up ice. No, they're going to take possession. Corns has that. Couldn't keep it away. Jones just takes the pass away. And now the Dragons looking to set up a box here. Shot, and it's in! Straight into the top shelf by Adrian Palak.
Who else?
And it's a power play goal for Deeside Dragons, their first power play opportunity of the night. And they're starting to run away with this now, Gary. 4-1 Deeside. So as we edge towards the halfway point of this game, how important is it for Blackburn to get that next goal?
Well, let's see if this that last goal by Paddock has maybe lit the touch paper for them, because they need to start getting back into this game to salvage anything. They can't afford to let Deeside score again, so I kind of expect them to close ranks a little bit more. We won't see the openness of the game.
Good attempt there from Dragons as well. And the Dragons are trying to make up for the games that we've seen so far this season against the Eagles. As Thomas Mitrick plays it up, he's going to take it in himself. Shot. And as we said earlier, Gary, it's Mitrick likes to take that shot himself. He's not going to give that puck away.
At times like this, you can't afford to do that. You can't be selfish, you need to lay those pucks off.
So a 2-minute penalty for roughing assessed to Alan Roberts is going to bring on the penalty kill unit for the Dragons, and a power play opportunity for Blackburn. We've seen one power play goal so far this game. That came in the Deeside Dragons' favour. Can Blackburn pull one out the bag now?
Well, it'll be interesting to see what the response is. We've got to take this opportunity.
They're looking to draw the Dragons out for the next minute and 20 seconds. Can they do it? Looking for somebody out front, but the goal well defended there by the Dragons. They need to get more traffic in front of the net, Blackburn, if they're going to get this puck in. Corns missed it, and it's knocked back to the point. Williams closes in, shot off the
unlucky
pads of the netminder.
And
another
again,
shot through traffic, which is what Blackburn need. But Palak brings it back the other way.
Oh!
Great short-handed opportunity for the Dragons there.
Nobody there to pick it up.
Ashington plays it back, shot.
Ooh.
Weird bounce, and it's in. A power play goal for the Blackburn Eagles, and not a moment too soon.
That's exactly what Blackburn needed to get back into the game. It makes it interesting now, Dave. 4-2. It'll be interesting to see who's got the staying power in this game, Dave, especially going into the third period.
The third period's going to be crucial, and the motivation of the coaches in the locker room, shall we say, is going to play a vital part in how this game concludes. Another roughing call.
Oh.
Paul Davis is not happy there. He's got to the box for roughing. There's 30 seconds remaining in the power play for Blackburn. Only a few more chances, and being held up on the boards there is going to do them no favours. Looking to set up another play. They skate it in. Need to drop it back. They do. The Dragons have regrouped. They dump that back on net. 10 seconds remain in the power play opportunity. If they're quick, they got a chance for one last attempt. Down the wing. But Davis is back on ice. Dragons return to full strength. And a noble effort from Blackburn.
An interesting fact, Dave, last time these two played in a 5-5 draw, the shots on goal were 32 to Blackburn. Oh, and we've got another one.
It's a goal for Deeside. Paul Davis makes up for a penalty that he took. And the Dragons extend their lead.
And that's why Blackburn needed to keep him off the ice.
Paul Davis puts the Dragons back on the board with 3 minutes remaining in the second period. And Blackburn are not happy with that. As Pollard with a burst of speed, the goaltender takes him down, but the net is empty out front.
Yeah, just as I was saying before Paul Davis scored that goal, in the last game Blackburn had only had 32 shots on goal compared to Deeside's 61, but they both ended 5-on-5.
And it's another goal for the Deeside Dragons. What a second period they're having here. Is this the last nail in the coffin for Blackburn, or can they fire back in the next period, Gary?
It's hard to say, Dave. To be honest with you, with players like Chris Jones, you could probably rile them up, especially being back here in his old team.
Tussle in front of the net, but it's loose. Lukovic, as we enter the last minute of the second period. A hook
yes.
There from Simon Furnival. But Blackburn managed to score, and they've clawed one back just before the break. Whether the Blackburn Eagles have got any more gas in the tank come the third period, or are the Dragons just going to continue their dominance? We'll find out after the break. Don't go away. Third period action coming up. As the puck is dropped at the start of the third period, Dragons won the face-off. And it's in the Dragon zone. Thomas Mitrick putting up some pressure. Shot. It's just deflected. Now Aaron Jordan. Plays it along the boards. Riddick tries to get it back to Mitrick, and it's all Blackburn here in these opening few seconds, but Dragons manage to clear. And they're forced back for it. A lot of noise coming from the Blackburn Eagles bench. There's a lot of communication going on, which is always good to see. Pelicans are in front of Lovell, couldn't keep it. It's not clear.
As I was saying earlier before the start of the game, Dave, it's vital that Deeside don't take their foot off the gas.
Super with a goal!
And with that,
Phil Crosby just didn't have a chance to see that. I guess you were just saying, Gary, Longpole didn't want to take his foot off the gas, and he most certainly hasn't. Opening minute of the third period, and the Dragons are up 7-3. Referee knocked down, gets a cheer from the crowd. So Philip Super from Simon Furnival.
there's something to bear in mind, Dave, though, when these last played each other in that 5-5 draw, Blackburn were 4 goals down and came back to tie that, so they're not out of it by any means.
That's certainly true, and they do have the ability and the offence to get the job done. Pollock and Roberts to Davis back there, and Chappell takes a shot. Blackburn left chasing somewhat now. Off the boards and down to the other end of the ice, and Bryn Roberts has it behind his net. As we're back to those short line changes that comes with the third period. Parry gets it to Lovell. Lovell and Parry shot. It's getting physical in front of the net there. And now Cox keeps the puck out of the Dragon zone. Super.
Oh, it's in!
And it's a goal for Alex Parry. Nice one-timer there.
So, just a point of interest as well, Dave, but Deeside have got to keep this good momentum going, because they've got Nottingham in their next game.
And speaking of momentum, Parsons is on the board again. Great to see him back. Missed a few games earlier this season, and the Dragons take their score to 9. So a high sticking call against Andrew Tewksbury, who goes to the box for Blackburn, puts the Dragons on the power play for 2 minutes, and this could get them to that magic number 10.
Well, if you're Blackburn, it's exactly what you don't want. You don't need your players in a box. You don't need to have penalties. You can't afford to be doing this.
Dragons from the face-off. They've still got a minute and a half left in this power play opportunity. To the line, kept in. Austin shot off the skate of number 3, is that Jordan Ashington. Pollock back the other way, burst of speed around the back of the net, gonna get out front. Collision with Mark Lovell. It's just a slight miscue there. Pollock goes back again, another shot. Rebound off the boards, ended up on Davis' stick. Lovell turns it round, him and Bryn Roberts. So we've got coincidental minors there for the Dragons and the Eagles. Carl Slater and Owen Bennett both sitting out for roughing. So we've got a bit of 4-on-4 for the next the next minute and a half now. And if you're Blackburn, Gary, I don't think your head should drop too much. It's been a tough game for them, and they've certainly held their own, certainly through the first half of this game. Well,
they've not given up for sure. I mean, they're still trying to battle away here, but it's a little bit more heated, shall we say. They're not going to be successful, though, putting people in the penalty box. They've just got to accept the fact that they were outdone on the night by a very class and very fast Deeside team.
But I don't think the scoreboard reflects what a good performance Blackburn's put in tonight. As Kennedy brings down Thomas Midrick in front of the Dragons net.
And if we're honest, Dave, Midrick has been the only major threat Blackburn have had.
There's still about 20 seconds remaining in those coincidental minors. 20 seconds of 4-on-4 remaining. Dragons on the offense. Bryn Roberts, Deeks shoots, it's a goal! Bryn Roberts makes it 10 for Deeside. That's a highlight reel goal, that, Gary.
Well, that's exactly what Lowpole wanted, and they've delivered. They've got 10 points on the board. That's got to be the final nail.
And look at that smile on Lowpole's face. And the Dragons, as we've said throughout the broadcast, not taking a foot off the pedal. They're going for 11.
It's looking that way, Dave.
Great shot from Carl Slater. Is going to be frozen by George Cox. And the gloves have been dropped between Davis and Slater. Referees are going to let them go.
Davis has got control of him, but Slater got the punches in there, and this is just a case of grappling now. Slater with another punch, and the referees have broken that one up, and that is what the fans want to see.
A valiant effort from both men, and it's as we said earlier in the broadcast, Paul Davis really showing some of that leadership there, trying to fire up his team. And I think also he knows he's going to fire up the Blackburn team to have a fight at this point, relieve some of that pressure. So, penalties for roughing and for fighting to Slater and Davis. And we got the gloves dropped again.
Well, hello.
And this is it now. Tempers of spilling onto the ice.
And this is where 3 officials come in handy.
And Kenny Williams is going to the box. Him and Craig Lukovic. Williams calling out Phil Crosby as well. And as we've seen before on this show, Crosby,
here we go.
There's the netminders going at it. George Cox and Phil Crosby. And Crosby has a temper we've seen on the show before. And to see both netminders go at it like this, we don't see it every week on Rock the Court. But the young George Cox got the better of Crosby there. This crowd is on their feet. Round the back, seconds remain in the game as Mitrick gets it up front. Aaron Jordan, last chance, shoot into the glove of George Cox as the clock expires. And the game is finally over. Deeside Dragons 10, Blackburn Eagles 3. What a fixture. We are going to go down to Kate Groves now. On the ground. Who's got your interviews coming up? Don't go away. We'll be back in part 4.
Bryn, a great result for Deeside, but talk us through that goal.
Oh, this is just something I've done on training before. So just come in, I see one of the defensemen was flat-footed, so I just decided to pull that move, pull a toe drag around him, fake the shot on the goalie, backhand roof.
Certainly got the crowd going here.
Yeah, well, I've got the crowd going tonight as well.
Great celebration as well.
Yeah.
Was it really one you were proud of tonight?
Yeah, I just thought it was fun. It was just a fun game. It was fun to score and fun to celebrate.
Good luck again with the rest of the season. Thank you
very much.
Jake is one of the younger players in Deeside. What is it like to play with such experienced players?
It's good. It's great for me, great for my progression through hockey and learn from the old better guys and more experienced guys. It's great.
And Lol has put a lot of confidence in you this season, putting you in some good lines again with those good players. What's that like?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's great to get given the opportunity to play with them all and progress within hockey and get better over myself and doing that. Lol's helped me along the way with drills, training, put me in the games. Yeah.
And speaking of opportunities, is this the opportunity that you wanted
at
Deeside?
Yeah. I definitely wanted to get out there and try my best and try to show that I can play and play at this level and just try my hardest and try make sure he's try make sure he wants to pick me up more and confidence in me and yeah.
And looking to the future, what are your hopes for this season?
Well, hopefully we're going to win the league and yeah, just carry on the way we are, winning games.
Jake, thank you for speaking to us and good luck for those games.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Chris, welcome back to Deeside.
Right.
How did that game go for you today?
Well, at 10-3, not very well. I think we just, compared to the last result, going 5-5 with them at our own place, to come here and lose 10-3, it's very, very disappointing. We've got to start playing hockey for 60 minutes. That's 2 games on the bounce we've lost now, and it's just not good enough. The aim is to make the playoffs. I still think we're going to be up there competing for the playoffs, but we need to turn it around now, and it's going to be a big end to the season.
You made the switch to Blackburn at the start of the season. What's life being like there?
I'm enjoying my hockey there. It's a good group of lads. It's a change for me. I spoke to the coach before through the summer, and there was always plans to go. He said the plans and that the team he's building, and I just wanted to be part of something new. I've spent a lot of years at Deeside, and to be honest, we didn't know what was going on at Deeside, and it seemed a better option, and I'm really enjoying it. It's good to crack up there.
Chris, thanks for speaking to us. Great to see
you.
No
worries.
Thanks. Scott, talk us through that game tonight.
We played for 20 minutes and then we decided not to stick to the game plan, and we got massively punished in the second period. In the first period, I think it could have been 3 goals either way. I think there was 3 very good standout chances on both sides. 2-1 was probably as close as as a fair shout as it could have been. And then in the second 2 periods, we just did not stick to the plan. And that showed on the scoreboard. We sat back, we lost battles, we didn't take the game to Deeside in parts, and they came at us.
Speaking of battles, it was a very feisty third period. What's it like being on the touchline watching that?
Yeah, it's good for the crowd, but that's probably about all it's good for in a 10-3 game. I don't necessarily have a problem with it if all the players consent to it. These things happen in the game,
We're heading towards the end of the season now. What are Blackburn's hopes for this season?
Our plan has always been to make the playoffs. We've never once gone out on record and said anything other than that. That is still the plan, and that will never change. At the moment, we've had 2 bad performances, so we have got some work to do. we've got a big game next week, and we'll go into that like we've gone into every game, and hopefully, you know, we come away with playing a little bit better. We had a good training at weekend, which I think sort of led us into the first period here, and we just sort of switched off, and that's been our problem sort of in the season when we've lost games. It's because we've switched off. I don't necessarily think that sometimes it's because teams have beat us. I think we've sort of collapsed, and it's that's the only problem we've sort of got at the moment.
Scott, good luck with those games and good
Thank
luck
you.
with the rest of the
Same
season.
to you. Thank you.
Lol, a very intense game here tonight.
Yeah, hockey fights are like buses, aren't they? You don't get one for weeks and then you get 3 in one game. So, yeah, it was intense. We knew that. We drew 5-all with them. The guys were up for it. So, yeah, it was quite intense.
And before the game, in your programme notes and speaking to you before the game, you wanted 10 goals. You got 10 goals.
Yeah, well, we, they've had the biggest amount of goals scored against us in a period. They beat us 4-0 at their place, and the lads are in shock. So we owed them that. We owed them that intensity in the game, which is great.
Do you think that 5-all away at Blackburn around Christmas time that added to the intensity?
Absolutely. Well, that's what it was all about. Yeah, it was about throwing a message out to the league and stating, that it shouldn't have been that score. It shouldn't have been a 5-5 against Bradford. It shouldn't have been a 5-5 against Blackburn. Well, you can't. It's hard to go through the season without winning, with winning every game. So you do have your blips, but a good team steps it up, don't they? And the intensity, and it keeps us top of the league.
Tomorrow you travel to Nottingham with a chance to go 12 points clear. What does that mean to you at this stage in the season?
Well, at this stage of the season, we're counting down. Obviously, we've reached the halfway mark. I think we've got 9 games to go now. It was our 10th. We have to get Nottingham out the equation, and if we beat them tomorrow, there'll be too many points in between us. They've got to come here, and then it'll just be probably between us and Widnes then.
With another double header here, with both here and away next week, what do you need to do for those games?
Well, we need to train like we have all season. We keep our systems going. We keep staying fit, train hard, and hopefully it'll come to all fruition, and we win some silverware at the end.
Well, great result tonight. Good luck for those games.
Thanks very much, Kate. Thank you.
Well, it's as Lol Paul said just there. You don't have any fights for a while, and like buses, 3 of them turn up at once. What an end to the game, though, Gary.
Well, we promised you fireworks, we promised you action and goals, and we gave. What more do you want?
But I think it's what we said on commentary. What's interesting about this game is you can have a physical game of hockey, but without taking stupid penalties.
I agree completely with you, but I must say that the one thing that pays dividends to that is having 3 referees. I think in a game that was as physical, which was as high impact, end-to-end action like that, you need that extra pair of eyes, which we said in previous shows, to pick up on the little things. I thought the game flowed better. I think the players were more conscious and more aware of what was going on. It made for a good hockey game.
Yeah, we saw over Christmas we had a 1-man crew for a game. We normally have a 2-man crew, so I think the league paid dividends there.
Well, I must point out that
crew.
that was what was the case at Blackburn. The reverse fixture, 1 referee, and as you can see, I think that's made a big difference.
Heard from Scott Barnett as well, coach for Blackburn, and he did say that Blackburn played for 20 minutes and then threw the game plan out the window, and I think I'd agree with him there.
It's a bit strange, really, because in that first period, they seemed to be holding their own, and they had a good chance. I think changing the game plan has been so detrimental to them. It's unbelievable, because I think once that was changed, everything went out the window. The game just changed completely. As much as we saw Blackburn battling away in that, it was just the speed of the likes of Palak and Super, just cutting them to pieces, and if you haven't got a game plan, especially when you're playing players like that, you've got nothing to go for.
Of course, the man of the match for both teams, the goaltenders, Phil Crosby and George Cox, well deserved in my opinion, especially with Crosby. Crosby's the kind of player, he's quite divisive. He's the kind of player who talks. He likes to get in the players' faces, he likes to get in the fans' faces at times, yeah. And it's what you need to see on the ice. It helps lead the team.
He's a character. What more can you say? And every team needs a character. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 in the Deeside dressing room right now. But what you need is those people that make the team gel, give them the motivation they need to do the things they need to do on the ice, and get those points, get everybody working together. And of course, you've only got one of them, and it doesn't seem to be working. Then what can you fall back on? Give him his due. He went got out of his net and took it to George Coxer at the end, which is a bit unusual, I must say, but exciting nevertheless.
I think it's our first goalie fight on Drop the Puck.
I think it is, yeah.
We'll catch up with the Blackburn Eagles later on in the season, and good luck to them for their race to the playoffs. And don't forget, we'll be back here in a couple of weeks when we see the Nottingham Lions again. Yeah. It's another must-win fixture for Deeside. They're wanting to put more space between them and Nottingham, and it's looking increasingly likely that it's going to come down to Deeside and Widnes.
That's a vital game.
That's going to be the last fixture here at Deeside. Deeside and Widnes close out the season. Make sure you're down here for that one. It's going to be amazing. But you can keep up with all the details of Drop the Puck, upcoming episodes, and any Benchwarmers specials. If you haven't seen our Christmas special, still time to watch it. Make sure you're watching the NHL All-Star game as well. You can find all your fixtures for that and all your listings on BASN Radio on Facebook and Twitter. We'll keep you updated there. But until next time, I'm Dave Grivers.
I'm Gary Chopper Lee.
We'll see you next time.